Hello! Hello! I made it. Hope you're all well. We just turn down the volume here. Check we've got all the levels right over here. We have, I think. Oh, I've got the chat on my iPad here. My laptop is dead. For some reason I've got a big murder sword here as well. Let's move that before someone cuts themselves. So, I see that you've been down thumbing the video, which is great. It doesn't bother me. See, last week's stream got 5 down thumbs after the event. So, own up. No, I'm not bothered. Not bothered. I appreciate the down thumbs. Let's see if we can get 40 dislikes this evening and 0 likes. Why not? So let's say some hellos. Don't know how far my chat goes back. Let me have a look on this one. I don't know. I think I'm missing some chat. So I'm just going to say hello to who I can see right now. That's hello to R7 Eagle. By the way, you must check out R7 Eagle's shaving channel. R7 post a link in the chat or something to that channel. Fantastic videos of him shaving. So yeah, you got to check that out. I'm just going to tuck the label in on my t-shirt. That's a bit embarrassing. By the way, t-shirts of course are still available. wpeagle.com. Hello to Helen. Good to see you as usual. Helen helps out in the chat, so if I miss anything, hopefully Helen will catch it and let me know. Where we got Ayup. Good to see you. I'm not going to freak out if you dislike the stream. As I say, let's see if we can get 40 dislikes. Hello, Anthony. Hope you're well. Hello, Jason. Hello, Mark. Who else we got? Hello to Tux the Penguin. That's a good name. Hello, Josh. And hello to Easy Blog School. Good to have you on. If you're new tonight, it's really good to see you. Hopefully you become a regular like a lot of the guys that are in the chat right now. Hello to Phil. Good to see you as always. Hello to Dave and another regular. Good to see you. Is that everyone? Oh, hello to Jeremy Jacobs. Good to see you. And Dana. Good to see you as usual, as another regular. Great to see you back again. And Camellia. Good to see you as well. Chris Wildfire. Hello. Mac. Mac's been helping me out with a lot of editing on Best Roof Box. Doing a great job. So I would highly recommend him if you need some help uploading your content to your site. He's excellent with Elementor. I literally dump some Word documents on him and he puts them up there, puts all my tables together, puts in the affiliate links, images, videos, and very, very reasonably priced as well. Yep, I hope your pizza is not cold. Although cold pizza is not always a bad thing. Brian, good to see you. I hope you're rocking the t-shirt. Dana says, any task management efforts on my part would crash very soon. I know it's bad, but I procrastinate a lot. It is bad, but we all do it. I find procrastination is very tricky to get over myself too. Sometimes you just got to start on something. Just start on a little job, which is part of a big job. And that's often enough just to get you going. You just got to start. Don't worry if you're not going to finish, but just start. I'm sure there is much better advice on getting stuff done than that, but that's what I've got for you right now. Hello to Roger. Anyway, I can't do hellos all night, can I? Let's get on with some good stuff. Hello, 28 Central. I do want to say hello to you. And hello, Leslie. Leslie, right, that brings me nicely on to the site reviews because I'm going to be reviewing Leslie's site this evening. By the way, is it off-putting that I'm in the background slightly delayed as well? It is a little bit, isn't it? Let's get rid of that. So yeah, Leslie, I'm going to be reviewing your site in a few moments. It's a lovely site. It's not an affiliate site, so that's going to be interesting. And then I've got one more site which I have not looked at. So we're going to be doing that on the fly. So what could possibly go wrong with that? By the way, if you want me to review your site, there's still time to get it on the list. Just stick it in the chat and I will do my best to include it. So Mark says, do not mention TSO host this week. I've just mentioned them. I do apologise. It's been having a nightmare. They are a nightmare, aren't they? They are, which is it's kind of sad because they used to be my favourite host. You know, back in probably 10 years ago, maybe. I was introduced to TSO host by a WordPress developer that I knew very well, and he raved about them, and I thought they were fantastic. And they were a small company, and they gave me a special rate on the affiliate, which was good, and which they still have to honour, even though the guy who agreed it with me has left the company. So that's quite fun. But yeah, they used to be really good, and now they're not. I've had a problem with my email, because my email still runs through TSO host, unfortunately, for like months, and they've only just kind of got around to getting it working. So yeah, they suck. Amir, good to see you, and Chris, hello. Right, so let's do the site reviews. Let's do that now. Let's get the site reviews done. Let's start with Leslie's site. So I'm going to do a seamless transition, of course. Transition. Look at that. Oh, phone's ringing. It's Hollywood. I'm busy. I'm sorry. No, I can't edit that film. So yeah, tonight I'm going to be doing Leslie's site, and now the difference in tonight's site review is that I've actually already looked at the site and I made some notes. I know, it's crazy. I know. I must be ill. So let's take a look at it, shall we? Let me get it up, as it were. Said the vicar. Right, here it is. The site is imperativesites.com. So Leslie is going to be putting herself out there as a web designer, web developer, a WordPress setter-upper, that kind of thing. Oh, I should probably put the site up on the screen, shouldn't I? That would help. I've just realised that, yeah, again, my seamless editing is not what I thought it was. So if I just make myself a little bit smaller and do this, a little fade transition. Yeah, that's not quite big enough, is it? Let's go. Let me just make this window a little bit different size. No, that's too big. Let's shrink it like this. Oh, nearly right. Nearly. Yeah. I need to work on this a bit, don't I, on the screen sharing. Hello to Leon. It's going good. Dave says he loves A2. A2 hosting are excellent. By the way, I've got an interview with Leon tomorrow, which I'm going to be recording. Leon is doing pretty well with his affiliate marketing sites, and he's going to be talking to me about all that kind of stuff. And yeah, just sharing his thoughts. He's also got his very own YouTube channel, which you should definitely check out. But yeah, Leon will be on the channel, well, maybe tomorrow. We'll see how my editing goes and all that business. But there'll be a video coming really soon with me and Leon. So, yeah. So let's get back to the site review. Hello, Nick, by the way. And hello to Andy B. Good to see you as usual. Andy B. Coldorn. So here we go. So as I was saying, this is Leslie's site. And yeah, Leslie is going to be setting herself up as a WordPress setter-upper. There's Leslie. And the site here is made with Astra theme. I told you I've done my research. Let me get my notes up. It is, of course, Astra theme, which is one of my favourite films. One of my favourite films is Back to the Future. One of my favourite themes is Astra. It's the site. It's the theme that I use to set up my recent WooZone site, Swim Signs, which I'm sure you've seen. And it's looking good. But anyway, let's get into some of my thoughts on this. Of course, if you've got any thoughts on this site, do stick them in the chat. I'm sure Leslie would appreciate any comments that you might have. And my first thought is this header. You know, I have an issue. I do generally have issues with headers. and this one is too big, I think. I think it's too big. I think it floats, floating is not a bad thing. But when it's big and it floats, it's taking up a good, well, nearly a third, at least a quarter of the window I've got open here. That tea's too hot. I'll give that another minute. So my first thought would be to reduce the size of this header, reduce the size of this logo down, maybe reduce the size of these social media buttons or move them somewhere else and just get this header maybe half the size of what it is. That's my first thought, and Anthony agrees with me. We're on the same level, me and Anthony. He says it looks nice, but the header is too large. I will interject a few questions while we're doing this. Hudson asks, is there anything wrong with setting up a website building business where you outsource the building of the websites? There's nothing wrong with that at all, Hudson, if you can manage it all, which is often easier said than done. Anthony's suggestion on this header is that you move this navigation to the center, and then you could put these to the right and then just generally slim the whole thing down. Maybe put it all in nice, like kind of one line. That's first thoughts. It's the header. Let's just have a quick click around. See that there's a lot of header there, isn't there? Anyway, let's not talk about the header anymore. So they've got a portfolio. Done 2 sites so far. Well, that was a typo, but it is double Y, isn't it? And the thing is, the sites that Leslie has put together look really cool. I mean, look at this one. It's got a video. And yeah, they're just nice. So this is going to lead me on to my next thought. Which is, there's no portfolio on the homepage. You know, there's a lot about, you know, the customer testimonials. There's quite a bit about you. There's the services. But at the end of the day, when someone is looking to buy a new website from someone, the first thing they want to see is the other websites that you've already made, so they can have a look at them and see if, you know, if they're any good. Just realised the lava lamp's not on. I don't think it's going to warm up in time, I'm afraid. I think we're going to have to cancel the entire stream, call the whole thing off. So yeah, I would get the portfolio items kind of centre stage on the home page, because they are going to be what people look. I mean, I know you've got a little button here, but you know, even maybe using the slider or this area or somewhere near the top with your latest work and your portfolio. My second thought on this side. Next, we're going to look at the footer. I mean, we've already talked about the header. Let's look at the footer. I just don't think there's enough in the footer. I would add more links, normally in columns. That's often a good way to do it. So links to your important pages. I mean, you can double up with this menu, but also links to privacy policies, which I know you've got, but I would have more prominent. You might also want to put like a little snippet of text. You know, a little bit about you, whatever, just in the footer there. Good place for social icons, which you've already done, but just I'll do more with the footer. It seems to be a bit of an empty space at the moment. And as Phil has just said, you don't need this privacy policy up here. That's fine down the bottom. So that's my next thought. Hudson says, going back to his idea of setting up a web design business where you outsource it, he says, I know local businesses who pay 2k for a basic site from professionals, in quotes. I can get someone to build sites for 200 quid on Fiverr, good ones, and hosting fee is like 100 to 200 quid. By the way, quid means pound over in these lands. I could charge 1k, get £600 profit. That's all well and good, but in my experience, managing website design is not always as easy as that. It's never going to be, you go see the client, they say, I want a website, you go, no worries. It's going to be £1,000, and which is £1,000, and you go to Fiverr and you buy a site on there, and you give them 200 quid or whatever, and they deliver you the site. You then go back to Mr. Client and they go, look, there's your site, isn't it nice? And they go, yeah, that's great, here's your £1,000. It never works like that. You're going to end up going back to the client and they go, oh yeah, that is all right, but actually, can you change the font? Can you put this here? Can you do that? I want an extra page. Oh, I'm not sure about that. By the way, this bit's not working. And there's going to be all that back and forth. So just keep that in mind. It's never as easy as selling a box. If you get me, a website is very, I don't know what the word is, transient, maybe it's not the word. There's a lot going on when you sell a website, and you know what you think is great is not always going to be what the client thinks is great, and all that kind of stuff. Barris says that Keywords Everywhere will be paid starting October 1st. Don't worry, there'll be an alternative. Tuck says he'd put the contact in the bottom as well. We're looking at this site here. So yeah, in the footer, put some contact stuff, maybe a little form. In fact, that leads me on to the forms. So I'm looking at the website setup page, for example. And you have got this get in touch button. In fact, my first comment on these services pages, they're not quite long enough. I mean, 3 paragraphs on an image is probably not enough. You need to go into a bit more detail in terms of what you offer with your website setup. You know, it's WordPress. Do you offer hosting? What themes are they going to be? Are you going to design it from scratch? All that kind of stuff you probably should put on this page. But I would also, rather than have a button, you could just have a little form that says, you know, get a free consultation. And in fact, I'd have that on every page. You might want to add it to the footer, maybe a sidebar. But at least on every page, I'd have a little form just with a name, phone number, and an email, maybe something like that, 3 fields, and just say get a free consultation, which of course just means you're going to have a chat with them and do them a quote. Rather than just having these get in touch buttons, which I know work fairly well, but you want to reduce the amount of clicks and make it easy for someone to get in touch. So yeah, talking about contact forms, let's have a look at the contact us page. There's Leslie again. I can review your site Shivang. I'll do that in a moment. You don't really need any keyword tool, if I'm honest. You know, we're talking about the keyword everywhere getting paid for soon. You can just use Google. You don't even need a keyword. Just type stuff into Google and that will give you all the keyword ideas you need. But anyway, let's just finish off Leslie's site review. There's a few interesting things coming up in the chat, which we'll talk about in a moment. So you've got this form. Now, this form is too long. It's too long. And you probably need an extra field. Like you've got first name here, but surely you need last name. Or just name would be better. Email is good. Website, yeah, probably have that because you want to have a look if they've already got one. Phone number is fine. This field is a field you want to remove immediately. There's a couple of reasons for this. First is people will never fill it in accurately because they'll forget how they found you. And like I have to tick one of these options. So I'm just going to tick one anyway. Secondly, it kind of shows that you don't know how to set up Google Analytics. Because if you've got Google Analytics installed with goal tracking on this form, then you'll be able to see exactly how everyone finds your site and, you know, that they filled in a form. Because you'd go into your goals and then you'd, you know, do a report on sources and it would show you exactly where all the form completions come from. In more detail than this, it would, you know, Google Organic, Google Paid, that kind of stuff. So get rid of that field. It's horrible. Maybe horrible is a bit harsh, but yeah, you don't need it. This field as well. What am I going to upload realistically to you at this point, apart from possibly a virus? So yeah, get rid of that, and then message is fine. So I'd lose those two. Generally, with forms, you want to reduce the fields to the absolute minimal because people are so lazy. They don't want to be filling in big forms and all these questions that you're asking about, you know, how did I find you and stuff. I don't want to be doing that. I haven't got the time and I'm lazy. So yeah, there we go. I mean, hopefully that's enough for you to get on with. There's been some other great comments in the chat, but generally it's a really good site. I think, although I've just spotted something else. I'm trying to click on the logo to go back to the home page, which is, you know, what you can do on every single site, and for some reason I can't. Very unusual. Don't know why that's happening. I'm sure with Astra by default the logo is clickable. Just check on my site. Yeah. So yeah, I'd fix that too. Okay, so before we go on to Shivang's site, and I've got one more for you after that as well. Wow, there's site reviews everywhere tonight. Let's have a quick chat about what you're talking about in the chat right now. Okay, so we were talking about obviously building websites for people. In fact, let me just do a quick transition. We're talking about selling sites to people. You know, I have got a couple of videos on that. I'm sure you've seen them in regards to selling stuff. But Barry asks, hi Alex, if you're producing websites for clients, which premium theme do you recommend to use with Elementor, please? I'd recommend Astra, which was the theme we were just looking at. I love it. It's really good, and there's a free version which is pretty powerful. And Barry says, also, is it recommended to purchase Elementor Pro? I would recommend it. I love Elementor Pro. It's got some extra features which are really useful, like the global thing, whatever it's called, the global template library, stuff like that. By the way, if you are interested in getting Elementor Pro, I would of course appreciate if you would use one of my links, which I've just put into the chat. I hope it works. Let me know if it doesn't. Just have a quick scroll up, see if I missed anything. No, I'm not sure I did. Scott says, it's been a challenge. Hi Alex, it's been a challenge for me. My Elementor plugin broke. I'm currently waiting on technical team to resolve, and had to send them my WordPress login details to go and troubleshoot. Yeah, don't worry, Scott. That happens a lot. Things break. You need to get tech support to come in and check your site. It's fine. It's completely normal. Hudson says, on a separate note, his traffic has plummeted since the Google update and is not showing any signs of recovery. I was beginning to make 200 quid a month on affiliates alone. Anyone else affected? Can't say I've seen anything myself. I have not checked on my sites in detail. Anyone else want to chip in what might be going on there? Andy B, you'd like your site reviewed? Sure, just stick it in the chat. Barry says, swim signs sales stats. Alex, there has been no sales on swim signs as of yet. I don't think it's even ranking yet on Google. It's early days, man. Early days. You've got to be patient. Andy, yeah, I think I missed your site. Shivang says his site is made with the auction site builder. Tux the Penguin says people are generally very annoying. Creating sites for them would be a nightmare. I would tend to agree with you there, Tux. Clients can be a pain, definitely. Which is why affiliate marketing is my preferred revenue generating scheme. I've dealt with many a client in the past, and yeah, they can be a pain. They always want stuff, you know. In order for them to give you money, you need to do stuff, and they want you to do a lot of stuff. Chris Wildfire says, does anyone use email marketing service? I was going to use MailChimp, but I read somewhere they don't like affiliate sites. Do you even need this for newsletters? You do need something for your newsletters, and I've found MailChimp to be fine. I don't know if they have a problem with affiliate sites. They may do. Right, let's get on and do these site reviews, and we can just chat away. Let's find... Where did you put your site, Shivang? I've lost it now. Okay, found it. Oh, that's a long URL. Let me just remove that and that and see if I can get it to load up. Is it the Startup Acceleration Think Tank? Does that sound right? Chris, I will do a little update on Best Roof Box in a few moments. I know I'm due to do a video. The reason I haven't is there's not a lot of excitement to talk about, but we will have a look live and just see how it is all going in a moment. But let's have a look at Shivang's site right now. So, here we go. So, the Startup Acceleration Think Tank, an initiative by Entrepreneurship Cell VSSU to provide startups with the necessary services to grow and flourish. Ooh. I'm still none the wiser, but hey, let's have a look. I should probably watch the video, shouldn't I? Ooh. But I don't have any audio. It's got some drones. It's got a bit of shaky camera work, which is all good. So that looks good. I would watch that if I had sound and the time. I like the colour scheme. I'm not sure if this is working. This might be better if you just had like all the logos next to each other. That might be more powerful than this kind of scrolly, slidey thing. Going back to the other site and just my points. People are so lazy and in a rush. They don't have time to watch scrolly things, slidey things. This looks like it's broken. Should there be a button or something here? Envy, as if your site is in progress, I will do it when it's finished, if that's all right. And again, should there be something here? It's like it says contact, but there's nothing there. So it's a nice site. It's like a one-page kind of thing, look, isn't it? The colour scheme is nice. It's got a very professional look and feel to it. And I mean, there's not a lot more I can say, is there really? Get a contact form that's working. Remember, don't put too many fields. You probably want to install an SSL certificate. It's coming up as not secure, which is never a good thing. It's a nice site. I say I like the colour scheme. I'd adjust that slider just for a nice, you know, big block of all the logos. So then you can see immediately that you've helped loads of people out, and it look really cool. Yeah, and obviously fix that. Why is it on like a sub URL? What's on the actual main URL? Ooh. Ooh. Nice. I'm getting distracted. So Andy, what was your site? We'll do that fine as the final one. Oh yeah, I found it. It's homesecurityfix.com. Oh, I was trying to copy and paste, not working. Ugh, yeah, I kind of obviously need to put a dot in there, don't I? Okay, this is obviously an affiliate site. Phil's just mentioned that with regards to MailChimp and affiliate sites, they might just be funny about putting affiliate links directly in your emails. So yeah, don't do that. Maybe cloak them or send them to content on your site, which has then got affiliate links. That would probably be fine. Hey, did I get your site review email? I don't know. I haven't got my email in front of me. Let me have a look. Oh. I'm not sure, did I? I don't know. What's your real name in the world? Quite possibly. Still got a couple more sites too. So let's get through these. Come on. Yeah, just tell me what the site is in the chat, and then we can do it. Okay. So this is Andy's site, Home Security Figs. It's Generate Press. Basic tips for homeowners. I don't know how big these images are, but wow, they're taking some time. They look like they're too big. In fact, there's no way for me to really see how big they are, but they look big. So make sure they're smaller. And this font is too big and this image is too small. It just looks a little bit kind of weird. Now on the homepage, you don't seem to be pulling in your posts. You've got this big chunk here, which is fine, but you kind of want the recent posts as kind of center stage, I would say. Tux the Penguin says that this basic tips for homeowners should line up with this here, which is absolutely right. There's too much space here. They should all line up and look like nice. The logo to me looks too small, and I don't say that very often. It looks a little bit kind of lost up there. Okay, yeah, I do have your site. I replied, and you said awesome. So I don't know. I'm going to do it next. So yeah, I'd add the latest posts, bring that up, make it kind of all line up nicely. Probably don't want to put these ads on here just yet until you get a bit more traffic. I'm not sure what this is here. Again, it's affiliate links everywhere. Probably best to not do that. You're using short links as well on your affiliate links, which is not recommended, because if you need to change them, update your ID or whatever, you're going to struggle if you use Amazon short links. So use long links whenever you can. I think the niche could be interesting. I'm not sure if it's too broad or too saturated, but I'm sure actually we've had a security one in the past. But basically, yeah, you need to add way more content. I think if you start adding a lot more content, you'll be able to lay it out a bit better. And if you're going for this kind of look and feel, I'm wondering, why not just go for Base WP, the theme that I use for Best Roof Box. I found it really easy, and obviously then you can follow along some of my videos. Yeah, Josh also adds, if you're planning to sell the site, it's useful to use long links again to update them. Good tip, Josh. Thank you. Right, we've got two more. We're going to do AUPs next. The final one is a site that we've had before. But we'll see how it's changed. First off, then you need to get an SSL certificate. Faux show, very important thing to have. Generally free. Are these squares supposed to be icons? Because they're all squares. So this is like a Minecraft thing. Is it? I'm completely confused. Oh, some sort of caching issue on the icons. You're saying use HTTPS, which is all well and good to say use HTTPS, but that means you've got an even bigger problem going on there, because you've now got 2 copies of your site on the internet. You've got the unsecure one, excuse me, and the secure one. And Google is going to get confused by that, as are everyone else, as is Google Analytics, as is everything. So you either need to install a plugin, or you need to make a modification to your HT access. I'm sure Phil will back me up with the details on this. But yeah, the insecure site should redirect everybody by default to the secure site. Otherwise, you're going to have a load of problems. Leon is a hyphen hater, and he said he would avoid the hyphen, and I would I'd be inclined to agree with that. I'm not a big fan of the hyphen in the domain name. So going forward, you might want to think about that. And yeah, look, the icons are working on this version of the site. So what is it? This is some kind of server for Minecraft or something? I like the look and feel, and I guess if you know what it is, then you know. Carl can't stop. We'll have to watch replays. Sorry to hear that, Carl. Now I like these big images at the top, but like there's nothing until you scroll, which is probably a little bit weird. Yeah, Phil says edit your htaccess, but if you don't want to do that, then you can just install simple SSL, and that should fix it for you as well. R7 says, is there a plugin that automatically converts your short links to long links? No, I don't think there is, not that I can think of. Yeah, it's a nice looking site, and yeah, I think you're doing everything right, but obviously fix that SSL. Other than that, I don't really know what I can say, because I don't really know what this is or what you're selling. It looks nice though. Anthony says, if you create an article in a previous year and then decide to update it with a lot of new content, is it then wise or better to create a whole new article and point to the old one as reference? I'm not sure. I'd just update the old article maybe, and then just change the date. That should be fine. Leon says on this subject, if your content is still relevant and helpful, then update that instead, as long as it's not a tech product or something outdated. Yeah, Dana says you can use simple SSL or really simple SSL plugin, and it will create your htaccess. And then I think if you want to turn the plugin off, your htaccess will remain. But that's probably an easier way to do it if you're not that techie. Okay. Stephanie, I don't know if I've said hello to you. Hello, Stephanie. Nice looking site. Sort out the SSL and I think you'll be fine. Other than that, I'm not sure I've got a blog. I don't know if you need a blog. I'm sure you've got lots of things to post about. Oh, you got some lorem ipsum there. You definitely want to get rid of that, because Google has a bit of a fit when it sees any lorem ipsum. It kind of thinks, oh, this site's not finished, and then punishes you. Anthony says, what do you do for products where you write a review but the product's no longer available? Do you kill the article, or do people still get clicked? I would keep the article, but I'd update it and I'd put something at the top saying this product is no longer available. We recommend the blah blah blah, and then either link to the relevant article on your site or straight over to Amazon. Sorry, Stephanie, I don't mean to miss you. Phil says, your stream is the same time as The Apprentice. Well, that's good, because you don't need to be watching The Apprentice. God, The Apprentice, I hate it. I used to love The Apprentice. I used to watch it religiously, but now I just think, ugh. I mean, it's obviously for telly, isn't it? It's made for telly, and that's why they choose the people they choose, but ranks first on Google, that's great. The site, that's what we're looking at. So let's have a look at the final site. which is, where is it? Here it is. Do you remember this site? Sent by William. William says he's done some updates on it. To me, there is still a lot going on. And lots of boxes and colours and stuff. But it is better. I'm sure it's better than the original one. Do you remember the original, people? Yeah, you probably want to rank for terms other than your own name. So like Minecraft server or whatever it is you're selling, that would be what you really want to go for. Hello, Best Tech Reviews. Good to see you. See, with regard to this site, I don't know. I don't know how much further you are going to be able to take it. I mean, I can see that you have tried to keep everything consistent, although these fonts are different to this, and there's all these boxes, and what is this? I don't know what that triangle is. Yeah, Sean says, sorry, but that is horrific. That's a bit harsh, Sean, but I hear you. I'm wondering if you just need to maybe throw this theme away and start again with something. There's a lot of words. There's a lot of colours. There's some more moving things. There's a picture of Bill Gates and something that he said maybe 20 years ago. You know, we don't need this quote anymore. Everyone knows they need to be on the internet. They just need help doing it and how to do it well. Pete says, still an awful site design, and that is being polite. Let someone else redesign for you. Tux the Penguin says, this site takes me back to 1995. Yeah. Nenva says, whoa, way too cramped. Nevia says, you have to learn wide white space. Yeah, white space is important. I'm wondering, just maybe get rid of the theme, get rid of all this colour. And I don't want to be too harsh, William, but yeah, it's still a mess. It's a little better, but you know what they say, you can't always polish a... I'll let you fill in that word. You can't, so... Tux Mango says, all is missing is some flaming animated GIFs. Yeah, simple. Remove individual formatting and modify CSS only. Never format individual elements, says Phil. That's true. It looks like each one of these has got their own formatting going on, which is not the way to do it. You want consistent formatting across the entire page and indeed across the entire site. Dana says, by the way, if you guys need some web design advice, just hit me up on the Facebook group. You'll find a link to the Facebook group, hopefully in the chat. I'm sure someone's posted it. Let's not look at this site anymore. I'm sorry, William. I think it might be time to start again. Oh, I just spilled some water on the microphone. Can you still hear me? Hopefully. Anyway, we've got 10 minutes or so left. Let's finish with a review of, well, not a review, I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's give you an update on Best Roof Box, because I know that's what a number of you asked for, so I guess let's do that. So let me just get some facts and figures up on it. Helen has just posted the link to the Facebook group in the chat. Do come and join us, where we talk about stuff on Facebook. Yeah, basically. By the way, there was a video I put up this week. Did you see it? It was how to add a table of contents to your content. That makes sense. And really easy to do. Really good for SEO, so they say. but it does depend. It does require your post to be formatted correctly using correct header tags, which a number of my sites on, a number of my posts on Best Roof Box weren't. So Mac, who was on earlier, I don't know if he's still in there, is hopefully going to sort that out for me. I'll show you what I mean in a second. I'm just getting some figures up. I'm doing it, while I'm not screen sharing, because I always, share customer information, that kind of thing. Brian says it's come a long way. I'm talking about the last site, William's site. He's being very kind, Brian. It's come a long way since first rendition, but yeah, still needs some serious work. Helen says, if you are enjoying the stream of Learn Something New, please hit the thumbs up button. Yeah, we've got 3 thumbs up and 6 dislikes. You can click the thumbs down button if you like. I'm not sure what effect that will have on my video or indeed my channel, but hey, let's see. Okay, I've got the stuff up now. Let's have a look. I'm going to do a proper video on this very soon. So I was waiting for something exciting to happen, like sell 10 big roof boxes or something, but that's not quite happened yet. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go up to the top corner, like that. Here we are, Best Roof Box. So, still adding loads of content, as you can see. It's trickling out. Here's the table of contents. For some reason, all of my tables have gone weird. I think it might have been an update I did, but they've all got this kind of grey effect, which I don't like going on, and it makes the stars and the images look rubbish, so I need to fix that. But yeah, this is a nicely formatted table of contents because it's taking the H2s here, and then it's tucking the H3s, which are here underneath. So yeah, the video on that is next, but I did actually forget to mention that within the video, that you do need a nicely structured post in order for it to work. If I go back to some of my older posts, where I was like using H5s and 6s, maybe this one. Okay, this one's fine. Okay, a lot of them are fine, but some of them weren't. Some of them I was using H5s and 6s, and the table of contents was getting confused. So just make sure that, you've got your article structured in a logical way, which will be good for Google as well. So, the main article title is a H1. This is like a H2. I don't know what this is. This should be like a H3. I don't think it is. Let's have a look. Yeah, I know I can make the background white on the table. I just need to go in, and for some reason they were all like that, and then they've all changed to be alternate colours. See, that's like a H4. This is H3. So yeah, this is not structured as I would like it. That should be a H2, and then this should be a H3. It's better. H3. I've also changed a bit of styling on the headers because, yeah. Ooh, I remember putting that little symbol in there. That was cool. H3's. Sorry for the live edit on the stream. It's a bit rude of me, but you get the idea. The conclusion should probably be H2 because it's like our next section, isn't it? So let's take a look at that bad boy. Table of contents is still the same, but just looks a bit better. So yeah, nice logical structures. Anyway, the table is with, let me show you, it's the ultimate elemental add-ons. Let me just put an affiliate link, obviously, into the chat for that. /UAE. It's this add-on. I'm going to follow my own affiliate link for the tables. It's an elemental add-on. This one, ultimate add-ons for Elementor. You get a load of stuff, but the thing I'm using the most is the tables. There it is. So yeah, there's the table. Huh, it looks okay here. I know something's happened with the old tables. Style, table body. The striped effect is on no. So that's what. See, that's what we don't want. I don't know what's going on. Something weird has happened. So yeah, the site is doing well. I mean, let's have a look at the figures. So analytics. Here we go. It's just kind of bobbing along. Nothing. I mean, it's getting 100 a day. Nearly 3,000 users a month. If I compare to the previous period, it's not going in the right direction at the moment. It's down 17%. Now, this could be down to a number of things. Obviously, seasonality, all that kind of stuff. I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, it's not growing. In fact, it's declining a little bit. Now, of course, I'm going to keep adding content. I'm going to be patient. I'm not worried. I know that these things take time. Still building links, by the way. Obviously, I've still got the video to do on the Hoff. I'm just waiting to see what effect they've had. Looking at my search engine rankings, they're all doing pretty well. Let's just dive into... what should we look at? Source medium, that'd be the one. No, in fact, organic traffic is down 30%. What am I talking about? But when I look on like Ahrefs and that kind of thing, which I might be able to just bring up. Let's have a look. Everything seems to be moving in the right direction. And Phil, who runs reports for me, also seems to think everything's moving in the right direction. Here we go. So like referring domains is up, like links wise, referring pages, look at that. If I look at keywords, loads of keywords that are ranking, some of them are in really good positions. There we go. Yeah, Anthony, I did a bit of link building with the Hoff, only little things. I mentioned it in previous streams. Phil did send me a report. Yeah, I've been adding some information articles as well, which everyone says I should, rather than just buyer focused ones. So something like this, what a car roof box is used for. They're used for these things. There's not even, well, there's like one or two affiliate links, but it's mainly just information. These are linking to other articles on the site. But yeah, I'm not worried. I'm just going to be patient. If we look at the earnings, I did take a few knocks when it came to the earnings. Had a few big roof boxes returned. Last 8 days are up to $53. Clicks to Amazon are pretty healthy. In fact, they may be slightly up. If you're looking at this red line, it looks like it's slightly up compared to what was going on. But yeah, I'm not worried. I will do a full update video very soon. Invest Roof Boxes, I think it's going to be a good site. I'm still adding more content. And, ultimately I want to get it to a reasonable level of earnings. Then I want to sell it. And then I will, of course, share with you exactly how much I've spent on the site, how much time, as well as all the money that the site has made. So that's it. I mean, what have we got in? Can we see everything? In total for the year, we are up to $273. So, but I would remember my updates. It was so exciting in June, wasn't it? And then, it just looked like we were going up. And then August was very disappointing because we had those roof boxes returned. September, not great. But, I think October's going to be fine. He says. We'll see. Well, what the new bonus section is going to be, good question. Anyway, we've about come to the end of the stream. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun? Well, I've been having fun. Have you been having fun? I've really enjoyed it. Leon says he's got some great tips on what I need to do with my roof box site, so I'll definitely be asking him that tomorrow when we have a little chat, which of course I'm going to be recording and sharing with you guys on the channel. A number of you are kind of saying that the last couple of months have been tougher when it comes to your affiliate sites. So yeah, I don't know, you just got to be patient, you've got to hang in there. You know, these things do take time. They do take a lot of time, longer than you think. Mark says, is PW or Power hit counter for site visits the best one to use, but I want to start it at the figure from Jetpack. WooCommerce are not at 0. I've never heard of it. I only ever use Google Analytics. I know, probably a bit sad. I should probably look at other things, but it does everything I need. John says, I'll have to watch this back. I've just arrived. John, you missed all the fun. We did some site reviews and talking about other things. It was fun. What has been my most lucrative site to date? wpeagle.com, of course. Secondly is Best Roof Box. Although I did have 101 best WordPress themes back in the day, that was very lucrative as well. Sean says that his tables are a bit clearer than mine, so maybe you can send me the code. Yes, send me the code. I'm always up for a new table. Anyway, I'm going to go. I've got some videos coming through regards to SEO based on Phil, who's obviously been in the chat this evening. He sent me a fantastic spreadsheet of everything that you need to do to a site technically to make it, 100% SEO ready and friendly and optimized. So we're putting some stuff together on that, which I'm doing some other videos kind of in the background. So the next one is going to be where I'm going to remove Yoast SEO from Best Roof Box, and I'm going to install Phil's favorite SEO plugin, which is Rank Math. Doing that, and then working through the spreadsheet and sharing basically all the tips that are in that spreadsheet with you guys by way of a video, of course. So I'm going to go. Everyone seems to love the site reviews, so we can do more site reviews next week. Of course we can. I know a lot of you get a bit paranoid that everyone's going to, steal your niche or do something to your site, which, I guess is a slight risk, but I do really appreciate you sharing your sites with me, and indeed the WP Eagle gang, or WP Eaglers we could call you, or something. I need to think of a better name. Work on that one, we will. And on that note, I just want to... Oh, I've pressed the wrong button there. Okay, we've got 35 likes and 3 dislikes. My iPad here is still showing 3 likes and 6 dislikes, so I thought maybe we should have done more. So it's going to be Rank Math versus Yoast, basically, but we'll see what difference it makes. It's probably going to be difficult for me to be conclusive on it because I've done lots of other things to the site, so I'm hoping that the rankings are going to increase, but whether that's 100% down to Rank Math, I don't know. It's going to be a lot of factors. David, my biggest store or two that's non-WP Eagle, what do they are monthly? It's what I just showed you kind of there. The biggest one is Best Roof Box at the moment. It's done 150 a month. In previous months it's now down a bit, but it's going to be 500 a month before I know it, I'm sure. That's the plan. So thank you very much. Do subscribe if you're not already. I know you've already subscribed. Join us in the Facebook group. Click the like button. Leave a comment after the stream. You can of course watch the stream again if you want to. If you missed something, I nearly punched myself in the mouth then. So it's definitely time for me to go. I'll be back again same time next week. If you'd like me to review your site, then drop me an email. My email address is up there. It's just eagle@wpeagle.com. I fixed the form on wpeagle.com, which wasn't working, and I'd missed loads of entries from you guys and other people, so that was annoying. But that should be fixed. That was TSO host again. Leslie, I hope you found the review useful. Once you've changed your sites, do share it again. We'd love to see the difference. With regards to my content service, it is still available. I'm going to be tweaking the packages. I'm also going to possibly be bringing a different team on board. Those of you that have taken the service, I do really appreciate the patience that you've given me with it. There's been a little bit testing. Again, going back to having clients and stuff. Nothing wrong with you guys, the clients, but and outsourcing the work, which is kind of what I'm doing. I'm obviously not writing all the articles myself. You wouldn't want me to do that. So going back to the question earlier about selling websites and getting clients and then just outsourcing it. It sounds easy, but in practice, there's quite a bit of work and project management and client relationship management and all that kind of stuff. So I do appreciate your patience on that, and I'm gonna get better, and it's gonna get better, I'm sure. So, Ahmed, hello, but Ahmed, goodbye too, because the stream has come to the end. I'm about to go. I'm going to do a countdown. I'm going to keep this finger on the stop button. You can see it's there. And then I'm going to press it when I get down to 0. See you next week. 5, 4. I'm not going to flip the bird this week if I can help it. 3, 2. Well, it definitely says you're so classy in your words. Thank you. I do try. And then you've corrected your grammar. We don't need to correct grammar here. It's fine. I know what you meant. Where did I get to? 2, 1. Let's press the button. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.